Got a lot of ground to cover. Wait, let me put the... There, that better? Okay. I got a lot of ground to cover, especially since I tried the other camera and it didn't work out so good. The audio didn't match the video, video didn't match the audio, video didn't match the video, audio didn't match the audio, uploading took too much bandwidth, etc., etc., etc. It's been a while. I understand that. But you know something? I don't really care. I'm here now. Wendy's is going to install 6,000 self-serve kiosks in their restaurants by the end of 2016. That's long before the election actually comes to fruition. At that rate, at $15 an hour, within a year they get what they call an ROI, a return on investment. And as far as I know, they're not going to be installing machines that can give you attitude, miscount your change, get your order wrong and insist that it's your fault, show up when they feel like it or not feel like it, they don't show up, give you a hard time as a manager, an assistant manager, an owner, a co-owner, a franchisee, end up with you on either YouTube or World Star, even worse, because something goes down in your restaurant. Win-win. Win, win, win. Think about it. It's May the 23rd. Another 2 weeks, maybe 3, maybe 4. Your kid's going to need a job. You know, minimum wage, just, summertime job, 20 hours, 19 hours, 29 hours, whatever it is a week. Get their feet wet, learn what it's like to be in the workforce, get up in time to go to work in the morning, come home at night a little on the tired side, pull an extra shift, all the stuff you're supposed to learn from a minimum wage entry-level position, so that you can figure out what it's like in the real world, where there are no safe spaces, where there are no trigger warnings, where there are no multicultural, aspective restrooms, where people expect you to do things like A, show up in time, B, go home after you're done with as many hours as they give you, C, go to the bathroom when you're told, and D, go to the bathroom where they tell you to, and E, wash your hands when you're done. Isn't that what it's supposed to be about? Oh, Lou, you ignorant slut. That's great for my kid who's coming home for the summer from college, but it doesn't do much for the fella trying to support a family of 4 or 5, or the woman trying to support 3 kids without a husband, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You just line up your arguments in a row and I'll shoot them all down with one round. Wasn't supposed to be. It was never supposed to be. Something that can support a family of 3, 4, 5, 8, 15, 23. These jobs in the fast food industry, I had a job in a supermarket when I was 16 years old, and it was part-time, and I made, wait, I want you to hear this. If I worked 30 hours a week, which is basically what I was about, I brought home $8. By the time they took out what they had to take out for tax, what they took out for Social Security, what they took out for, all this other stuff, and union dues, I brought home $8. after a 30-hour week. Okay. It was the 70s. Things were different then. So nowadays you bring home $80 at 1,000% increase. So you bring home 80. And now you're going to bring home even more because it's going to $15 an hour. No, because by the time the union gets a hold of you, you ain't bringing home jack diddly squat, nothing more than I brought home in the 70s. It's not supposed to be supporting a family of anything. But that's how it is. Why? Because manufacturing isn't here anymore. I live in Maine. I don't know where you live. Like I care. But I mean, I don't know where you live. I live in Maine. Maine had a monstrously glorious history as a manufacturing state, with a state that had people with the Protestant work ethic and showed up in the snow and showed up in the rain and broke their behinds and worked. I got people that are working, they don't anymore, but they were working at the place where I was working last. 45 years, pushing hard on 50 years. Of course, they dropped dead, which I'm sorry. I liked the guys. I did. But they didn't make it. They worked there, and they both had their official cake at their 45th anniversary, and they were all looking towards making 50, and they didn't make it. And I'm sorry. I liked the guys. I did. But now those jobs are leaving. And even if those jobs weren't leaving, their kids and their grandkids are all going to school. We've got a fine school system here, University of Maine, University of Southern Maine, the Black Bears, But they get done and they all go somewhere else to go make their living. They all go out somewhere. And you're supposed to leave the nest. I get it. But nobody comes to Maine to fill the gap. So the manufacturing and the engineering and the research and development all leaves. And who fills the gap? Dollar store, Dollar General, Family Dollar. Call center A, call center B, call center D. And they all say, oh, well, we brought 900 jobs to Maine in the last 12 months. Yeah, you brought 900 12-hour-a-week jobs with on-call and no bennies and all this other stuff. And you say, oh, my goodness, we brought these jobs. But, these people, they rotate through because they're all management by fear. If you don't show up when we tell you to show up, there's 100,000 applications in our desk drawer that we can call, and they take the job, and they put up with the crap, and they put up with it not because we don't have a union. That's not the point. The point is they put up with the crap because they can't afford to lose the job. I bless the governor for knocking 9,000 people off a snap because they were sitting home. I bless the governor for knocking the snot out of the ability of people to come to Maine in 8 hours instead of 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. 8 hours. Pull up in front of the island of Marginal Way, the benefits, the island of Marginal Way, and in 8 hours have stuff that you and I, as American citizens who break our necks, our backs, our claws every day to feed our kids and get them through college. These people come here on a bus from parts unknown and leave with benefit, food stamps and power and light and heat and car and insurance and cable and phone and an Obama phone and all these other things in 8 hours of coming to Maine. That was wrong. That's just plain wrong. When we've got veterans in Portland, Maine, the same state where these people come to, veterans sleeping on grates, hanging out in the park, and then the cops come along and beat them on the bottom of their foot with their Kel lights. Come on, Johnny, move off the corner. Come on, Johnny, get off the corner. Come on, we'll take you down to the Veterans Center. And the Veterans Center, what do they do for them? They give them a chit to go to the local shelter, which is full of people that are willing to steal their stuff And so they end up where? They end up back on the corner. If you don't see a problem here, just with the equation as I laid it out, you, looker, listener, viewer, are part of the problem. And I'm not calling you out on it. You know who you are. You know who you are, darling. I'm not calling you out on it. I know some of your names. I'm not calling you out on it. I'll leave that to you. Don't let your grandfather down. Don't let your father down. Don't let your uncles and cousins and friends down. Wake up. Please wake up. And say, you know something, move. You got a point. Whether those wars were right, wrong, or indifferent, whether those police actions, whether we should be the police officers of the world, whether we should be the fire department of the world, whether we should be the first aid squad of the world. These people went and did what our nation asked them to do. Willingly, gladly. And they came back. And now they're sleeping on subway grates in every major city, in every town. And now they're dying because people don't answer the hotlines, or the people that answer the hotlines put them on hold, or these people went and they wrote a check to this nation, payable to the United States of America for any amount up to and including their life. And they're dying, sleeping in the subway, while we bring people in that yell death to America. Oh, please, yeah. I know, it's one guy in 100. It's one guy in 100. It's only one guy in 100. But it's one guy in 100 that's coming to our shore, sucking up our benefits, the fruits of the trees that our forefathers planted, while they're yelling death to America, and the people that water those trees with their blood, their sweat, and their tears are dying on a subway grate. You may not be in favor of everything this country does, but if you can't see the wrong in that, I hope your God has more mercy on your soul than I'm willing to give. And may God bless the United States of America.